It's August 23rd, 1963. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. is giving a speech at the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. Under 5 years later, he would be assassinated. There are many versions of what really happened here. So first, let's have a look at the official one. On April 4th, 1968, a James Earl Ray, an ex-convict, veteran, and a wanted man on the loose, makes his way at 3 p.m. from the Southeast Hotel to the Bessie Brewer's rooming house. At 3:30 p.m., he would check into the rooming house, right across from the Lorraine Motel, where Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. is staying, in room 306. He's staying in this room with the Reverend Ralph Abernathy. He's here to show his support for striking sanitation workers. At 5:55, Dr. Martin Luther King and Ralph Abernathy exit their hotel rooms after changing for dinner. Emerging out of his room, King lingers on the balcony to talk to his driver, Soloman Jones, in the courtyard below. At 6:01 p.m., Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. is talking to Ben Branch, the musician at tonight's event. "Play it real pretty," he said to Ben Branch. Over across the street, a single bullet is fired.
Dr. Martin Luther King, the apostle of nonviolence in the civil rights movement, has been shot to death in Memphis, Tennessee.
The Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, 39 years old and a Nobel Peace Prize winner, and the leader of the nonviolent civil rights movement in the United States, was assassinated in Memphis tonight.
Dr. Martin Luther King, civil rights leader, Nobel Prize winner, and apostle of nonviolence, died violently last night in Memphis, Tennessee. The impact of his murder upon America and upon the world is of such proportions that we're devoting our entire program to an examination.
I could just tell you how it ends, but you already know. So, I'll let you experience it in the order that they experienced it. Immediately after the shooting, James Earl Ray departs the rooming house. He is spotted by two witnesses, Charles Stevens and William Anutz. He dumps his suitcase and a rifle wrapped in a green blanket on the doorway of a nearby building. He then drives towards Alabama, where he throws out all of his belongings inside the Mustang. He then drives to Atlanta, where he then wipes it clean of fingerprints and then just leaves it in a parking lot. So, from there, he takes a Greyhound bus to Detroit. From Detroit, he takes a taxi into Canada. From Toronto, he gets a fake Canadian passport, to which he flies to London with. From London, he flies to Portugal. His goal is to get to Rhodesia, now called Zimbabwe. However, he missed the boat by 2 days. He is forced to fly back to London. He is now poor. He's out of money. He attempts to rob a jewelry store. He fails. Immediately after, he attempts to rob a bank. He secures £95, the equivalent of $240. Then a few days later, at London's Heathrow Airport, he once again tries to board a plane to Brussels. He is spotted carrying two passports, both fake, and is then quickly detained and found to be on the Canadian watch list. He is then extradited to the United States. On March 10th, 1969, James Earl Ray pleads guilty to the murder of Martin Luther King. He explains his story. The case is over. Everyone goes home. But just 3 days later, he recants his confession. He claims he was forced to confess. He claims there is a conspiracy behind it. He unveils a new story. We'll get to that next time. Hi, if you like that video and you want more of this type of content, I would recommend subscribing and liking. This is a pilot project, which means I am making this purely to see if you guys, my audience, like it. So, to show me you like it, and to give me encouragement and motivation to make more of these, I urge you to subscribe. Why? Because that is the only metric I have to determine if you like these videos. You see me make many different types of videos, and this is the first time I've tried something like this. Your feedback is greatly appreciated, and it helps me know what works and what doesn't work in the YouTube algorithm. So once again, please consider liking and subscribing if you enjoyed this type of content and you want more, and you want to know the second part. Thank you.